Welcome to the Wellness Chair, a show that looks into lifestyle and wellness. How do you lead your life? Do you lead your life in such a way that it promotes your well-being? Do you even know how well you are? The Wellness Chair will take us through that journey to make your life a better life. I'm your host. My name is Lucia Malebati. Today we're going to be looking into how to make our homes promote our well-being. A situation where you get back from work, you know that you're going to a place where you will relax, recharge, and feel better for the next day. In studio, I'm joined by an interior architect, Ms. Tapiwa from Bush End. Hi Tapiwa, how are you?
I'm well, thank you, Lucia, and thank you for having me.
You are welcome. Every day you work with homes. You design homes from scratch. You revamp homes that are already up. What is the one thing that you always look into to make sure that your clients have a home that can actually make them feel better and promote their well-being?
Well, for me, Lucia, you've been saying now that wellness is very key in terms of how we live and so forth. My first and most important thing is to design an environment, a space that will, free you, give you peace, give you a sense of belonging, and escape, if we may say.
Exactly, because on a daily basis, from 8 to 5, most of the time, we're busy with what the world requires from us.
Definitely.
So you really want to go back to that place that will help you just relax, be in that Zen mode. But how do we get there?
Well, for me, it all starts with, Lucia is Lucia. You need to understand who you are first as an individual, what you like, what you don't like, what makes you, feel at home, peaceful, and so forth.
Yeah.
So it all really just starts with you as an individual. And then I come in and take it from there. It's literally you giving me a baton and I run with it.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with you, because I can imagine a home that doesn't speak to my well-being or to who I am. Definitely I'll end up in depression, which is what we don't want, and which is what we're having this conversation to help our viewers understand that, just being in a home that doesn't speak to you can actually depress you and can actually lead you even to other medical conditions.
Totally.
And let's talk about color then, I know we're going to go in depth, after our break later on, but let's talk about color. If you talk to Lucia, I'm a black earth color type of girl. Would you recommend such colors for your home?
Colors are very broad. The color spectrum is huge, and each and every array of color has its own language. For example, you're wearing black. Black says, I'm sexy, I'm sophisticated, I'm mysterious.
But can you get that in a house? If I paint my living room black, I think I'll be chasing away my visitors. Yeah?
You can paint your room, your bedroom, but your lounge is a very public area. You don't want to, dim it, down it, but you would love to have a very calm, bright, soothing place. Yeah.
All right. We're going to delve more in depth later on with the colors, just so that our viewers understand the different moods that come from different colors. But back to the space issue, we see a lot of open plan spaces nowadays, and I must say, for me, that really works for me, because you can easily just breathe in such places. So let's look at it from the past, where we demarcated our homes to the free open plan. Which one would you say has more potential to promote one's well-being and just make them feel good, make them appreciate their home, and just make them relax when they're home?
Definitely the latter, Lucia. The open plan concept, just entering a room and seeing from the lounge to the kitchen, it gives you, that sense of, okay, I'm not feeling constricted, I'm not feeling claustrophobic, I'm not panicking, it's free flow of air, calmness, and so forth. As compared to, where your lounge is closed up from the kitchen, we've got a lot of young families nowadays where we want to interact with each other, we want to spend time with each other. So the open plan concept sort of, plays a huge pivotal role in terms of allowing families to bond, to spend time together. With me and you interacting, I can easily just, draw energy from you and feel calm just from your energy. So I'd love to believe that, you know, open plan concepts also play that role as well, because it allows for people to be free, it allows for people to play, it allows for people to just be.
And just to go back to what you were saying, it allows people to bond. Another element of well-being, you know, half of the time we want a situation where we feel that togetherness, you know, we feel, if it's joyful, we feel that joyfulness together as a family or as people living under the same roof together. If it's sadness, you know that as a group, as a family, you are able to soothe each other. And I guess that is where the open plan space comes in, because if it's closed up, I can easily just lock myself in a room and just bring in negative energy into the house, which is what we're really not looking for. When we come back, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, I want us to look into colors, you know, and just empower our viewers on what color does what, so that for that viewer who's thinking of, you know, building a house or maybe repainting their house, we could maybe inspire them to choose those colors that will speak to their well-being, that will make them understand themselves better, because once that starts, you know, it brings in other elements, you know, it motivates them to even take care of themselves even more. And that is what you get from the chair. You know, we not just look at diseases, we don't just look at clinic matters, but we even look deep into those lifestyle everyday issues that do affect our well-being. And today, it's all about making our homes feel a better place, a relaxing place, and we will go more into it after this break. Welcome back to the Wellness Chair. As we were discussing earlier on before the break, we looked into how to make our homes special and the impact it does to our well-being and just basically to our feelings when we get to our homes. And as promised, this time around, Tapiwa, we're going to look into colors. All right. And before we take it through room by room, just so that we can put it into perspective, let's just look at it in general terms. What are those colors that bring happiness if you were to paint in, say, let's start with the interior, and those that have the impact as well, exterior. So what are those color shades that we need to consider, especially if we want our homes to work for us and almost feel like paradise?
Well, for those who are less adventurous, you know, you would go with your whites, you would go with your beiges, your toned down browns, light browns, your light grays as well. Those are, you know, an overall, across the board spectrum of colors that a lot of people tend to use. Then for the brave, you know, you can have a feature wall that has a bit of yellow, a bit of red, you know, even black. As shocking as it may be, but black is also just one of those colors that you can incorporate in your painting.
And what I appreciate from what you just said, when you started, you said, if you are bold, if you are brave. So it goes back to what we said earlier on, that you need to understand and know yourself. So self-awareness is very, very important, so that when you actually go out there and work on your home, you know that you're speaking to who you are. Okay, so let's take it room by room. Okay, I know in most houses or in most homes, because we're talking about homes today, the first room that we get into is usually the living room. So I want a situation where our viewers, when we open that door, we're like, hey, I'm home, even if you're staying alone. So what color would speak to that?
All right, so let me walk you through. You know, here I am coming back from work. I enter into my entrance foyer, and the first thing I want to feel when I get home, I want to feel calm. I want to feel at peace. So white or shades of light gray with, you know, a bit of different undertones of gray, that might work. So from my entrance foyer, it's white, your beige, your light grays, into my lounge, my open plan lounge. White as well can work. Mind you, remember that white is a color that portrays peace, calmness. So you want that from your home. You want that the minute you enter from fighting the world outside. You just want to get into your house and say,
and be at peace.
and be at peace.
Yeah.
So white works.
Yeah.
Then you have cases where for the bold, like I said, from your whites going down through into your kitchen, you now add a splash of color. If you're brave enough, add red. There's nothing wrong with adding red. Red says, I'm powerful. Red says, I am amazing, I am bold, I am confident.
Just in case you had a bad day that made you doubt yourself, you know, you get home and you see that red and like, hey, I'm powerful, and tomorrow is another day.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Lovely.
Yeah.
And you know, also, you know, the white color gives you a platform to also just play around with different colors as well, just in making your home feel even more better.
Yeah, definitely. It acts as a canvas, as a backdrop for everything, literally everything, from not just your paint colors, even your accessories, your cushions, your pictures, you know, anything and everything really can work to your advantage in terms of your wellness and your, yeah.
So we walk now towards, you know, say the bedroom. So we have the main bedroom, and we have bedrooms for children as well. So what colors would need there? You know, these teenagers, when they come from school and they feel peer pressure or the pressure of books, you know, what colors can we consider as parents, you know, just to help them have that room that will help them relax or even concentrate when they're studying?
Definitely, I think an array of pastels, you know, your light pinks, your lavenders, your light purples. Those are very soothing, calming and relaxing colors. You don't want to, in my personal opinion, you don't want to paint a room bright red, bright blue, neon pink. Or if you do, if you're brave enough, then let it be a feature wall. Then the rest of the walls around that house should be, you know, less bold, to neutralize and let it blend. And because I mean, really try waking up in the middle of the night and your whole room is literally red. For me, that's a no-no.
Especially if you're waking up from a nightmare.
Yeah.
And for parents, the main bedroom, what colors would speak to them?
I think for the adults, you know, we want our rooms to feel like, you want to feel like you're the queen or king of your castle. So the minute you enter, throw your laptop, throw your books. White says, hey, I'm home. I'm at peace. I've been fighting the world, but now I've entered into my peace zone. Your beiges.
And it relieves you from that
stress.
It
relieves you from that stress. You can add, you know, hints of gold with your accessories. Excuse me. Hints of gold with your accessories. Gold says, I'm royalty. Gold says, I'm expensive. Gold says, you know, I am me. I'm special. And that's where you can then merge, you know, 2-3 different colors, depending on what you want to do through accessories. But mainly, I would always advise, go for your whites, go for your light grays, you know, with undertones of gray, just to add that calming effect that you need at the end of the day. Mental health is very crucial. And I think for me, those colors just scream that, that I'm home, I can relax. If I need to cry, I can cry because I'm in a safe space and nobody's going to judge me.
And you mentioning mental health, you know, being key and looking into just making your home speak to your mental health. The way your home looks in terms of color, in terms of structure, speaking to your mental health and helping you just neutralize all the energies that you're getting, you know, outside from the world now to your home. So like you're saying, especially now with post the pandemic, you know, mental health, we've seen a lot of cases with mental health. And if it means making our homes feel more homely by the way they look and feel, why not? If it can actually work on our mental health. We're going to take a short break. When we come back now, we bring in solutions. How do we make that viewer stand up and do something, especially those that have been feeling a bit closed in and a bit overwhelmed by just being in their homes or in their houses. When we come back, we help them to turn those houses into your home. Welcome back to the Wellness Chair, your lifestyle and wellness show. Tapiwa, let's continue. Now we've built a house, the structure that is, we've painted it. Now we want to find out, how do we actually put it together? You know, I'm sensing a lot of viewers are probably thinking, you guys, you want us to spend money and be more stressful. We don't want that. We want this show to actually help you with your well-being. So what can you say in terms of solutions to our viewers? What is it that they can do, you know, to make their homes feel more homely? Or if it's houses, make them feel like homes.
Yeah. I think we've all heard of the term DIY, do it yourself. For me, that plays a very huge part in terms of, you know, making your home a bit more homey, comfortable, peaceful, and the most important thing about it is that you are able to do it with your family. We are, you know, post-COVID now, and a lot of us are still a bit scared in terms of going out and exploring what the world has out there for us. So why not utilize that time to, you know, do it yourself? Embark on projects that can allow you to spend time with your family, mental health taken care of, you're relieving stress, and all those things.
And you're also speaking to yourself as well, because you get to do something that you love,
that you enjoy.
And in terms of painting, for instance, we have different kinds of paints out there. You don't necessarily always have to go for the super expensive one, for lack of a better expression. But one thing I like about painting, especially white paint, is you can also DIY and tint it to your liking. And I've done that before, and I find it fun. So what are some of the elements that one would need to look out for, just so that, you know, they do something close to perfection, maybe? When you buy your tints, when you buy your paint, what do you look for? Should you have a plan already that these are the colors that I'm looking for? And so that when you go and get them, just take us through the basics, really. What do you look for, and what tints you would want to invest in?
You know, it's always important before embarking on a task that you want to do, to have an idea, to have a plan. So in our case, you know, shop around, go through magazines and compile your mood board. That mood board will then, you know, allow you to say, okay, I want my lounge to be a certain color, because I feel when I look at this color, it brings me so much calmness, it brings me so much, you know, peace. Having done that, you then go to your shop and say, look, this is my vision, this is what I want to do. Can I please get a can of white paint and 2, 3, 4, 5 different types of tints, because you know you're going to have a certain color on that wall and so forth. So doing that, I think it enables you to have a variety of options, different colors, you know, that you can use in your home and work with.
That speak to your personality.
Yeah.
Before we close off the show, let's just take them once again to those different colors that promote joyfulness, and I'll keep saying wellness, because if you are happy and if you are content with your space, it will definitely promote your mental and emotional, even spiritual well-being.
Definitely.
So maybe before, just in summary, let's take them through those colors and the mood they bring to one space.
Yeah. Yellow is a color that is said to bring, you know, happiness, joy. I mean, even you as Lucia, the minute you wear a yellow dress, you feel happy. You know, it shows. Red says I'm powerful, says I can conquer anything. Black says I'm mysterious, I'm sophisticated. White, on the other hand, says I'm peaceful,
Yeah, and you mentioned white earlier on as being the base, really. Obviously bringing in that calmness and peace and contentment. That it can be used as a base in almost all rooms, and then just have a feature wall. Um, you know, that
Yeah.
speaks no boldly now to
Yeah.
that color that
Yeah.
you'd want.
Yeah.
But I also like us to now give them just that last advice as well. If you're going to get your white in terms of tinting, how do you talked about a mood board?
Red speaks of power, speaks of, I'm powerful, I'm strong. Your subtle colors, like this pastel pink that I'm wearing right now, it says softness, calmness. Your blue says you're trustworthy, we can rely on you. So really, colors play a pivotal role in our moods, in our well-being, in our mental health. Everything that we do, and if it consists of color, it will always, brighten up your mood or dampen it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So putting together that mood board is very, very critical. So you don't just jump to it and just paint.
Yeah.
It really needs to speak to you.
Try painting your room red, and after going through all that work, you feel panicky, depressed, and it really isn't doing what you wanted it to do from the first place.
Wow,
Yeah.
I've learned so much today, and I already have ideas of what I'm going to do to make my home feel and look better. What are your last words to our viewers?
Well, my last words, take your mental health seriously. If it means you being selfish with it, then do it. Because one thing I've learned about being in this industry is that whatever it is that you do in your home, make sure that it speaks to you as an individual before it can speak to your guests. For your guests to feel lovely, to feel at peace, it's because you put in that Lucia ingredient into the overall look. So don't be too scared to try out new things. If you feel, I want to be brave, I want to be bold, and add that bright color, then maybe start with a little feature wall or a piece of art or accessories. Then take it from there and see how it makes you feel. Then I think,
Your home is a happy place.
yes.
Awesome. And I've learned a lot from today's show, Tapiwa. Thank you very much. And I believe our viewers as well now have more ideas on how to make their homes more homely, more relaxing, more zen, as they would say nowadays. From me, Lucia Malebazi, thank you very much for joining us today. Do be with us next time.